Hello and welcome back to Surveillance Technologies. In this module, we will be covering the upgrade process from ChallengerV8 to ChallengerPlus using Titan and CTPlus. Download links for both software packages are available from the links in the description below. As there is a few ways to connect to your ChallengerV8 panel, we will not be covering them in this course. If you require assistance connecting to your panel, please reach out to the support team at Surveillance Technologies. The migration from an old ChallengerV8 to ChallengerPlus is straightforward as long as we check a few prerequisites. We need to make sure all intelligent controller firmware is up to date. Surveillance Technologies stocks firmware chips for intelligent door and lift controllers. If required, reach out to our sales team. We need to make sure the quantity of card holders does not exceed the maximum of a ChallengerPlus. If your ChallengerV8 panel has more than 2,000 card holders, then an additional module will be required. If the card holder count is only slightly over, you may be able to work with your customer to clean up their system and remove a few unused cards. Check if the system is using site code A and B. If both site codes are being used, we recommend reaching out to Surveillance Technologies tech support. Now that we have that out of the way, let's get started by opening our ChallengerV8 system in Titan. So now that we are in Titan with our V8 database active, as you can see in the top left hand corner I have my V8 database active, we'll begin the process of getting it across to ChallengerPlus by first converting it to a Challenger 10 system. So straightforward, we go to Admin, Challenger, change the Challenger type to Challenger 10 and click Save. It'll ask us to make sure it's being backed up. We confirm that we want to continue, yes. It tells us it's going to migrate text words to descriptions and it can't be rolled back, doesn't matter too much. We're just going to click yes. It will then ask us if we want to enable V8 numbering. There is no good reason to enable V8 numbering, so for pretty much every single case we're going to pick no. It'll wait for a little bit, and then it'll say successfully migrated. From there, we click OK. From there, one last part we need to do before we export the system is just update the raw card data. Even if you're not using card access control on your site, it is a good thing just to update the raw card data because it'll allow the pins for each user to come through correctly to the Challenger 10 and then to the ChallengerPlus database. So we go to Users, Update Raw Card Data. We then, if we are using cards, we pick a site code and an offset and a card type. For this demonstration, I'm just going to put site code 1, offset 0, and card type is Tecom 27-bit. I'm then going to overwrite the raw card data and click Update. Obviously, for your site, just make sure you use the correct site code and correct offset if you are using them. OK, close. Now we can export the system. So also very straightforward. Close all that. File, System Maintenance. It will then bring up the System Maintenance utility. We then select the system we're using, in this case the one I made before, V8 ChallengerPlus. The format should be selected as Titan CT/CTPlus and pick a location for it to export to. In this case, I'm just going to choose the desktop. Click Execute and wait for that to finish. It's a relatively small system, this one, so it didn't take more than a couple seconds. Now let's head across to CTPlus and continue there. Now that we have our Challenger 10 database exported from Titan, we can now import it into CTPlus and start converting it to a ChallengerPlus database. So under Administration, Import System, click the three dots near Import File, go to the desktop where we saved it before, and double click on the file we exported. If you'd like, you can remove the imported tag and click Import. Now that V8 database that we pulled out of the panel, converted to a Challenger 10, and exported from Titan is now in CTPlus. If we go to the Connections tab, We can see that as a TS1016, a Challenger 10 panel. We can see how it's meant to be connected, and it doesn't know the firmware yet. We can now right click, convert to ChallengerPlus/LE Plus. It'll tell us that this will convert it from a Challenger 10 to a Challenger Plus. We click yes, and we see now it is a Challenger Plus. We can now set up the connection from our computer to our new Challenger Plus panel. So to do that, we'll start by going to Panel Programming, Panels. Make sure that our authentication type is set to security password. Our security password is set to all zeros, and our time zone is set to New Zealand. Under our Communication tab, we change from serial, which in most cases is what your Challenger V8 panel was connected on. We change from serial to USB and hit save. We now go back to our Communications tab. We change the state to online, and we see that the communication starts. We now need to retrieve the comms paths from the panel, as the database that we converted doesn't have all 10 comms paths. So under Communications, so Panel Programming, Communications, Comms Paths, we can see there's only one comms path there, which is comms path 2, which is our USB installer path. We need to retrieve all paths from here by clicking the up arrow in the top bar of the window, clicking all to select all paths, and clicking OK. You'll see the queue will start at the bottom. Once it's complete, it will show Command Queue Complete, and we can see all of our paths there now. Now, with all of our paths retrieved, we can send all data back into the panel. This is a good time also to check to make sure things are working. We can see here that there is things offline because I have nothing plugged into the LAN of this Challenger panel. So now, on our Connections tab, we right click and we can send all programming. This is going to send all users, all hardware programming from CTPlus into the panel. Click yes. You'll see the command queue will go up to 300 here. That's all dependent on how many users, how many things are programmed into the system. And as more things are sent, you'll see that figure comes down. And now that the command queue has reached 0, the upgrade process is complete, and you have successfully converted a Challenger V8 to a Challenger Plus. Thank you for watching this video on upgrading a Challenger V8 to a Challenger Plus. If you found this helpful, please subscribe to our channel. If you require any further assistance, head on over to surveillancetechnologies.co.nz for more assistance. Thank you. Thank you for watching this video on upgrading a Challenger V8 to a Challenger Plus. If you found this helpful, please subscribe to our channel. If you require any further assistance, head on over to surveillancetechnologies.co.nz for more assistance.